Hey, ma, have you ever thought about getting me some McDonald's? Hey, ma, have you ever thought about going and doing...
Hey, hey, ma, we need some groceries. Hey, Mom, we've been to the local Kroger store.
Wow.
Let me tell you about my dad named Kroger, Chad Kroger.
You know what I think of Nickelback?
What if we just do a whole episode that's nothing just but intro bits? We never actually get into an episode.
Hey guys, it's Two Beans.
Welcome to the Bean Encyclopedia.
This is Bean when we're here on NPR.
Impinar.
Talking about life. All things considered. I forgot we used to do all things considered.
Oh, yeah. That was a pretty good bit there for a while.
That was. I think we only did it like twice.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well.
Felt like it was a long time. No.
That was a long time ago. It's almost.
Just earlier today, I was like going back through my timeline and was looking at like, we were uploading like our early beans, and I was like, we were just trying everything.
Yep. We were.
And then we decided on a formula that didn't work and committed to that for a long time.
Yeah. All things considered, we suck. Here at NPR, we like to thank our listeners for dealing with us. We kind of suck.
We don't know what we're doing.
And here is Susie Chandler with the news. Hi. We're with the news here.
I don't get the references or someone that whistles
Nope.
there.
They always the S. There's somebody like with an S. Like they say S and they kind of like whistle.
Okay.
I remember it mostly as a kid. Doesn't seem to.
I haven't listened to NPR in a long time.
Nope.
Because I
news.
I listened to it the most when I was going to WSU and I had that what was that Oldsmobile car. Because the CD player was real sketchy in there, so sometimes I could only do the radio. And so I would just put on 90.1 because it would usually just do like classical music.
Yeah.
Like during the time when I would drive to work, but I'd get out of work or out of school and I'd just be like, "This is all things considered." And my favorite thing is like sometimes like early, like in the morning. At like 2 or 3 in the morning, it's just like Latin music, and it's just like going ham on some like classical guitar. I was like, "That's not what I expected." At 2 in the morning on 90.
Well, they do like Jazz Fridays or something like that, and it gets funky. And there's some fun stuff. There's some fun bits.
Yeah, I do. I love NPR.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here. We have how you doing? Just brief, brief. How you doing? And then how you gonna be doing? And then maybe we should just talk about the Beans, the show, the Beans show.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, we're just gonna talk about these things that we'll
try something new.
We're gonna not put any timelines. We're just gonna talk about what we want and what we have planned.
Yeah.
And how are the two Beans?
Be
doing?
transparent with everyone that this has been an unconventional season.
Yeah. How we're always talking about how you and I are specifically doing. We're never talking about how the Beans are doing.
That is true.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad, let me tell you about my dad.
Have you ever had a dad whisper in your ear that, son, I don't love you?
Son, I heard that you said your mom me. I disown you.
You can't know that information.
Before we get started, you got a thing in your teeth. between the two
beans.
The two beans up front. Yeah, you got it.
Cool.
Yeah. Wow, we're getting wacky.
Wow. This stuff is strong. All right. Pour those shots for you're good for prompts. We're gonna go kind of wild.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. This could be 15 minutes. This could be an hour and a half. Dugan.
Have you ever had cough syrup with alcohol?
We can't put any of this in, but we'll have to because it's part of the episode now.
It's not technically yet.
We'll see. We'll see how much I can censor without losing too much context.
Yeah.
I've been censoring at the beginning, which I'll have to do here because it's like always in the first minute, but always like the first thing is like, you ever seen your mom or something?
It's not.
I don't think we can use any of that. I'll put it at the end.
Yeah, nobody makes it to the end of his episodes. All right. Hey, everybody.
You're so fast.
I know. I try to just rush it.
Just zonk me out.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's Benji here.
And Philip J. Fry.
All things considered.
On to beans.
We are two beans. Beans. Yeah, I'm done with that. And, we are here to be obnoxious and on your screen, whatever screen you're watching. We're here to talk about beans and how we are
doing.
How are we beans?
How are we being tonight?
How you bean?
Which, right off the bat, this is already our second, how you doing this season, third overall.
Yeah, third overall because we had one at the end of the last. See, we had one at the beginning of the first. We kind of do this when we not run out of topics, but we run out of topics.
Yeah.
But this one's gonna be a little different because this one's not gonna be. We're gonna do like a little brief history. There's been some time. We had a little unconventional season too.
Yeah.
We're hoping none of the other seasons are gonna be quite like this, but you never know. We're open to whatever happens.
We're just free balling it over here.
I don't even have underwear on.
But yeah, so we're this is like a mid-season hiatus a little bit.
Yep.
Me and Jenna are getting married here in 2 weeks, so we're pretty much just kind of taking October off to, be married and stuff. And so we're just taking a little bit of a break here. But it's been a wild season. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of ups and downs. We learned some better things from the first that we didn't learn in the first season. Like we have a better process of going things in. We're actually not filming every week now. We're filming every other week, which is really cool.
It does really help.
And we've got more content to actually give you guys that's not just the podcast.
Yeah.
We've always had the three damn
goddamn
movie reviews.
Which may come, they may not. I got to make sure I still have all of the video and audio.
I like to think there's one hardcore fan who's just like, I've been waiting
since January.
But we're actually in December. Really, right now we're hitting almost a year of us talking about the project.
Yeah,
project being a year old.
I think the idea came about either in like October or November.
Yeah, so we're getting close to that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. It's been a fun ride. Second season's been. I feel like we've gone more in depth with things. You're
getting the real beans this season.
Yeah, we've been more comfortable, and we're really hoping we're finding new things. We even have new ideas for new equipment to help give you guys a better product. You know, obviously that requires money and stuff, but we're excited after October too. Like you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be getting. I don't know. I am. But anyway, let's talk.
You are a groomsman, though.
I am
so
a groomsman.
You're in the wedding.
I am in the wedding. Look for two beans.
Two beans get married. We should do a separate ceremony just for you and me.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is exciting stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm really congratulations.
Thanks.
Probably by the time this releases, you'll already have been married.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think I got
so.
one more episode that I haven't done yet that should be coming out before this one. Yeah, I believe. What day? No, it'll be next Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next Friday from when we're recording this.
Yeah. Who knows?
Fourth wall.
Yeah.
You Deadpool.
It's never been here.
Deadpool doesn't know how to break fourth walls.
The two beans break all the walls
you
around
just
here.
Throw your beans against the wall.
I'm throwing my beans against the wall, and then I fell down the well.
One time I coughed, and two beans shot out of my throat on a wall. And Humpty Dumpty fell from it because the wall broke.
Broken down that wall.
All right, so, well, let's do a brief little thing because, again, how you doing? We've done how you doing a couple different...
We should take our shots.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Ma, take your frickin' shot.
Hey, Ma, you guys have been doing the intro for like 30 minutes.
Hey, Ma, you forgot to do your shots. I'm John Travolta.
Travolta.
Got a little on my lip. Ooh, it tastes like wine, but it ain't.
So Rocky Mountain boulders over here.
Woo! So anyway, how you doing? You know, you got the wedding coming up.
Yeah. No,
you lost some weight. You're looking dapper.
Thanks, man.
Dapper. Like if you had sat here and George Clooney was sitting here, I would be like, Philip.
That's still George Clooney.
Philip, George Clooney.
You're like, man, George Clooney's let himself go.
George Clooney got short.
No. Overall, it's been a pretty decent summer.
Yeah, cool.
A lot of things have changed since like the first episode of this season because I was like just coming out of like. I mean, some of the funk was just from things that have happened this year. You know, I had the 2 passings in my family, which I feel like was just kind of the end of a long cycle of like change and things that have been kind of building up to.
Yeah.
So I just, I had a few times this summer I just had to be real with myself, and it's like, hey, buddy, you gotta start doing something. Yeah. Like you're coming home from work and you're not doing anything, and it's not that I didn't want to do stuff. I just I didn't know where to start.
Well, and that's such a hard conversation to have with yourself, and especially, we need to be more open and inclusive to people and be very aware of that everybody's struggling and stuff. But I also think there's a healthy amount that we need to find back again of saying, hey, that sucks. I'm sorry that's what you're going through, but you need to step up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think there's a balance in there of being making an emotional connection with somebody, and then saying, hey, like, there's more to this than just this moment, right? And so...
Yeah, and a lot of it for me was just...
But that is just a tough conversation.
All of this kind of pushed me to...
I noticed this.
No, you're good. Hey,
oh, wow, there's another camera. I've been looking at that one this whole time.
Wow. It's like it's season 1 again where we got...
bomb. It's like, connect.
Right, yeah. It's all good.
Anyway.
But no, I feel like for most of my life, I always have struggled with... like making a commitment and doing things like for the long haul. And I know part of it's because I get really hard on myself. I'm a really bad critic because I don't like not being able to do something right off the bat.
Oh, it froze.
Heck.
Yep. Okay, we froze real quick. Hopefully it comes back.
I do hear your voice.
I do hear your voice. I don't hear my voice.
Yeah, same.
That's weird.
Well,
2 beans things have technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Ain't the fir- Hey, there we go.
Okay, let's
Okay, so-
clap one more time.
And okay, so
So for a long time, I didn't try a lot of stuff because I didn't like to fail. And I also didn't know how to talk myself through things. It's kind of one of those things I don't know how to explain. I feel like I've had an inner voice show up this year that I've never had before. I think it's been in there, but I think I have always fed into the more critical and negative side of things.
Yeah, it's easy to be pessimistic, especially
Yeah,
when you get
and
in,
it's. I think part of it was a coping mechanism because I had been hurt a lot in the past, and so it's easier for me to shut down and just accept that. Well, you know, you can try the thing, but it's probably not going to go very well, and you're just going to be miserable, and that's just your life. And like that was just the narrative that was in my head for so long, and I had to like just change that and just start being like. I call myself buddy a lot more now, and as opposed to like stupid or you're an idiot. And like those are things I'd say to myself without realizing it.
Yeah, it's such a difference maker when you can like just be more positive.
Yeah,
like
it sounds
just even
cheesy
when you
and cliche,
change,
but like it works for a reason.
Like even when because I used to use dark humor as a coping mechanism, right? To be like, well, if I make fun of myself, nobody can really make fun of me.
Yep.
As true as that is, I've switched over to being more positive, and my confidence is through the roof. I feel I still have some stuff. I mean, like you're not always going to be positive, and I think you're really naive if you think you're going to be positive all the time. And I've now found that I need to start dialing it back. Now I've like went so positive. Now I need not dial it back for me, but like understand that not everybody's where I'm at, and like because like and like being like, hey, because it's annoying when you're down and somebody's like, yo, just chin up, keep going, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm learning how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But positivity just changes so much.
Yeah, and you have to find that balance between being too idealistic and being too realistic.
Yeah.
Because if you skew too hard one way or the other, then you're gonna have kind of a flawed outlook on things, and you can cause real damage to yourself or to others. Just like even though you think you're doing the right thing, like you can be skewed too far. Or
like
the other.
Sometimes like people who are like, well, I'll never not tell the truth. I was like, well, you don't need to tell somebody that they're this or that, unless they're being like it's just hurting, so
right?
There's a nuance to it. There's gray area in that being black and white ultimately doesn't work out.
And it's not that it's like you always have to tell the truth, but try not to tell a lie type of a thing.
Yeah, like
it's like sometimes like being truthful in a moment can be hurtful to a person.
Yeah,
and they need space to do their own thing and maybe make their own mistakes or something like that. But if you're being like, hey, what you're doing right there is really stupid, and I don't think it's going to work. If it's not detrimental to them or to yourself, it's like sometimes you just got to let people.
Sometimes you got to let it go, or just have some grace and be like, hey, I think you should do whatever you need to do, but I do think this is a bad idea, or hey, I see that you're kind of depressed. Let's get you up. Let's get you up. Let's get you out. Let's do something.
Get out of
and then they
bed
say no, and you go,
do one thing.
Okay, okay, no, it's no.
Yeah. Because, I mean, for me, like, I had to talk myself through that to, like, the first stepping stone for me was, like, just go for a walk.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what it was.
You've done a great job.
And, I mean, it was, like, 15 minutes the first time. I mean, especially this summer was hot. It was
like
the
record
wrong,
hot.
No, but it was the wrong
like,
summer
it was
to
just
start
always
this.
hot. It was always 90. It was never like record breaking almost.
Yeah,
but it was
but
very
every
much
day
just
was like 90 to 95,
Yeah.
and the humidity was just off the charts. And
still
it was,
nothing compares to Savannah, Georgia.
Right?
But,
but it was just
that's next to the ocean. We're not.
it just sucked. But I just started as small as I could, and I really I hammered into myself as much as I could that if this is all you do every day, if you never make it past just walking 15 minutes, that's still, you're doing something for your body. And when your body starts working a little bit better, your mind will work a little bit better. You'll get a little more motivation. And it's wild how much it's snowballed. And some of it I've gone hard into because this is now a new thing that really makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person that when something makes me feel good, I go all ham into it. So I've been trying to take it as easy as I can and not overdo it. Because there's been a couple of times where I've definitely pushed my body harder than I should have. So I'm learning to just take things one day at a time and always tell myself that, okay, if this is my cap for a while, if I just do the same routine that I've been doing this week, as long as I'm comfortable with it, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then, the next week, if I can take one of the days that I'm doing something and push myself just like, 5 or 10%.
Yeah.
I don't need to be like, I ran a mile last week. I'm running 2 miles this week. It's like I'm running a mile and then like adding a lap.
Yeah. Well, and then like everybody just wants to be at the finish line. And I understand. Son of a bitch.
Bing bong.
Bing tang tong. Tammy tam. Thank you, ma'am. I understand.
I understand.
I understand that we have technical difficulties in my laptop. Okay. Yeah. So, I understand where it's coming from. Like, people just want to be done, and they want to be finished, and they want to be better, and they want all these things. That's not how it goes, and you really don't learn the lesson that you need to learn in that. And I'm not saying learn a lesson like it's your fault, but there's always a lesson in some of these hard moments that you can kind of take and be like when I lost 70 pounds, it was about baby steps and not just going. It was and people all the time. So I switched to Diet Pop. That was like my biggest switch. Diet Pop and started walking, just like you walking. And I love hiking now. Actually, I need to start training as I have like.
We should go hiking together.
We should go hiking together. I know all the trails. I can take you to some good trails.
I've started walking over at the Great Plains Nature Center.
Cool. And we should go to Pawnee Prairie.
Nice.
It's fun. It's a good little beginners.
I've heard about it. I haven't been there yet.
I think cool. So I love hiking. I love traveling and stuff. So, but what was I going? Oh, little steps. I didn't get into hike. I started walking to lose weight, and then it turned into a passion. I switched Diet Pop, and I get dogged on a lot actually, because it's like, well, Diet Pop isn't actually good for you. It's just artificial sugar. And it's like, well, hold on. Yes, but my goal was to lose 70 pounds. And I knew if I cut Pop out, because I've actually cut Pop out like 3 or 4 times. Just cold turkey, cut it out. I always come back, because I don't have that. And so Diet Pop, in a way, has been this sort of bridge to that.
Yeah.
It's
like ideally someday you could work away from Pop, but at the same time, like, you're doing better than you were before, and that's always what counts.
It's about healthy steps. It's not about taking the big step and being like, well, I can't do it, so I'm going to just go back. No, it's about staying forward. It's about taking that step and then holding your ground.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people need to learn that a half a step or, just a little step is maybe more beneficial to you than just already being at the end.
And always, like, at the beginning of any kind of process like this,
the toughest part.
Right. And that is the time to be the most nice to yourself. I'm only just now having kind of smaller epiphanies about, like, oh, you're really learning patience now.
Yeah.
Because I never realized how impatient I was. I knew I had some impatient tendencies, but, like, this is something I literally just realized this week. I was like, okay, like, you've realized now that doing small chunks at a time pays dividends, and it builds upon itself. And that's not like, I just never committed to anything that was hard for very long. Like, the few things that I've done consistently are just things that, like, came relatively easy for me.
Yeah.
But I've never pushed myself really in any capacity to, like, just go a little bit further.
Well, it's like even like your growth on this whole project here has just been astounding, because it used to be stressful. We were recording once a week, but we were recording once a week to keep up with our content. now we're doing so good on keeping up with content that we can record every other week, and you're doing a great job.
Thanks. I mean, I'm still definitely like putting things off to the last minute, but
it's about.
I'm just trying to not let it
process.
Like eat to me. Yeah,
you have a process,
Yeah.
and you do things the way you need to do. This isn't supposed to be one of those like this is a job, like because kind of sometimes like for me it's like I gotta go to my second job,
right? Yeah.
But it's not. It's supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah,
and I there's a joy in coming here and talking about these things. And, I know we only get like 20 on a good day viewers. If we dropped, I noticed when we drop money, we get more viewers. But
that's just how it is.
Yeah,
it's hard to get like this kind of stuff organically in people's timelines.
Yeah, especially everything's kind of designed to like you need more followers to get more stuff.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of like like.
And part of it is like just with the algorithm it's like you have to like push things to an outrageous level for people to like get traction. And it's like sometimes it's like, okay, if we only got like 20 views give or take, like an average per episode, like but those people really enjoy it. Yeah. That's cool. We found a niche. And like if that's all it is, like this always gives me an excuse to see you, to hang out, to talk about things, to have a couple shots.
Yeah, exactly.
And enjoy things. And if there's like 20 people that are like, that's cool.
I caught myself being jealous the other day, probably about a month ago. Somebody started a Twitch stream, because I actually started Twitch streaming. I didn't lose interest. I still enjoy it. I switched over to painting models. I have hobbies. This is my main hobby. Not my main hobby, but this is the hobby I put like money and time into is with my model making. Video gaming for me is kind of a secondary hobby. I'm not very good at it. I just enjoy it. So I did start Twitch streaming, and I'm not very good at it. And everybody has to tell you that you're not good at it on some of those streams. You're like, okay, this isn't fun. But anyway, I caught myself being jealous because they started Twitch streaming, and they had like clickbaity thumbnails that were like they had like it was perfect, and they just started and they did all this work. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm glad that we have the 20. Like, we may only have 20 followers on a good day, 50 viewers, but we don't do clickbaits to get it.
Yeah. Some of those earthquake titles.
Yeah, some of those are
shaken by an earthquake. But I mean, that's fun.
Yeah, ours are fun.
And there's actually earthquakes,
Yeah, ours kind of seems organic and stuff.
Yeah,
we're not clickbaity. We're not selling out. Well, not selling out. I don't sell out.
No. I feel like we're very true to ourselves. Yeah. Like, our humor and our touch on this has been...
We definitely haven't been anything but ourselves.
Yeah, and that's been great. I was just talking to Jenna about this yesterday. I was like, I'm glad we did this when we did it, and we decided to kind of lean into the funny aspect of it. Because I remember when we were talking about starting a podcast years ago, and even when we first started this, I always just felt like it was going to be more of like, not serious, but more like, today we're talking about Inception, and in Inception they bend the space and time, but like from a more like analytical perspective. And I feel like,
well, like, we get analytical. It's not like in our deep dives into music or we don't get analytical, but we definitely have fun with it. We have our own spin on analytics, and I do remember those conversations. I remember having those conversations with other people, and then being like, you guys are so funny. That would be great. And granted, our humor is a little niche. It's like somewhere crossing the line between wholesome and very, very erotic.
Disturbingly vulgar sometimes.
But we like it. That's awesome, man. Like I said, you're looking great. I'm glad you started.
Sorry, this tangent went
no, you're
long,
good. I was worried that we weren't going to make it be long enough, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I guess how I'm doing.
How are you being?
My being's been good. I started dating somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name's Robin. She's really pretty. She's really funny. She's a wonderful human being. And we're having a good time. We had a little hiccup there in the middle, but you know what? That's okay. We figured it out on a very, which is better than I've ever done before.
Yeah.
And we worked it out. We came together, and we're back. We no longer have the hiccup, and we've been better than ever. I went to Portland, Maine. Finally, Maine. I don't know if I've ever talked about, like, Maine is one of my dream places to go.
Was that like a main place on your destination
It's a main
list?
vacation destination. And that was a lot of fun. I spent way too much money. And you know what was great? I spent way too much money, did not freak out. I did not get stressed. I said,
you go.
Oh, hey, I calmly looked at my finances and said, this is where I can cut back. This is where I can cut back. Also, with a friend, his name is Philly, I am starting another savings account towards my retirement, which is basically in the form of life insurance that I'll be making money off of.
He's been hitting me up for that too, and eventually I might be there.
Yeah.
I've just been like, I gotta get myself figured out, and money's
for me, it's like $60 a month. But and then in
it's
2 years,
bad,
2 years, I'll start actually contributing towards a fund that actually makes money off it. So I'm excited. It's very adult of me.
Right? Feels good doing those things from time to time. You're like,
okay. I have so much set for retirement and like emergencies, and I get so scared about losing money, or I have, that it's really kind of freeing that I haven't. I spent way too much. It's like, okay, hey, let's calm down, chill out.
Yeah.
And I graduated therapy.
Oh, awesome.
Yep, I'm done. My therapist was like, you have finally gotten what you came in for, so you no longer need to show up.
Awesome.
Obviously, she's here if I need her, but I really enjoyed my therapist. I will always push therapy for other people if you have the health insurance.
Yeah. Do you wanna plug her?
Her name's Sonal at New Perspectives. If you're in Wichita, New Perspectives is the place to go. It's best.
You're hearing it here first.
Yeah, you're hearing it from Two Beans.
Two Beans.
And if you go to Sonal, she should remember me. And I told her my podcast is Two Beans. You're not going to get a discount, but you might
be like, hey, those couple of bean fellas sent me here.
That guy. I remember that guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, life has been absolutely fantastic. I can't change a single thing about it.
That's great.
And I won't. And so what are we thinking about the future? So we've got a month off because again, he's getting married. He's got the honeymoon. We'll be releasing content during that month.
Yeah, we have some like new styles of things that we've filmed. And I actually will have like a decent amount of time off on. So I mean, we'll be getting married. That's like a couple day thing, and then we'll be going to Kansas City for like 3 days. We're just taking a quick short trip.
Yeah, cool.
Getting out of town, just
enjoying each other, enjoying something.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're like, we just don't have the budget for a big long trip right now.
Honeymoon, I think, needs to be more about you and your partner.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and we've never been big destination people, and Kansas City is always a special place to us.
Yeah, so. I think you guys do. You're doing what you want to do, and that's the important part, I think.
Yeah.
Is you get married the way you want to get married. You do the honeymoon the way you want to do your honeymoon.
We've definitely done everything the way we want to. Yeah. Sometimes to our detriment.
But you know what? That's what's important. Is the marriage is about you two coming together, and then you should make sure that that's the focal point. So doing what you guys do together, that's what's important.
And we want to try to save, and maybe on our first or second year anniversary, we'll do a bigger trip. We might get on a plane and go somewhere, but it's like also right now with, things are still slowly kind of getting to a healthier and safer standard. It's just taking a while. So it's like, okay, going to Kansas City is not that stressful. We'll go do a few things. We have some favorite places we love to go, and we haven't been to Kansas City in over 2 years because of everything.
I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be great for you guys.
So then we'll get back, and then we pretty much just have a week straight where we're just at home. So, we're going to do some home projects. We're going to get some furniture painted we've been wanting to do.
Nice.
We've done a lot of work on the apartment over the summer,
good.
But we got a few more things we want to get caught up on. But I'll have time to kind of sit down with those new episodes, because it's like, what's the format? What's the flow? How's it going to look in the edit?
The two kitchen episodes are going to be nightmare, but also fun.
I'm really excited to see
through them, because we got kind of drunk.
And it's like, and it'll be kind of more fun, like bite-sized content for people to be into, because I really don't think they're going to end up being more than 10-15 minutes max, maybe even shorter.
I hope.
So it'll be something you guys can come by and see a quicker version of it and get some of the comedy and the bites and
Exactly.
some kitchen tips and stuff. And
Yeah.
we'll be doing more content like that in a different
We're hoping
formats.
that the podcasts are going to stick to like 8 at the most per season, at the most, and then really diving into this content.
Yeah.
Because they're fun. We just gotta kind of figure out some more nuances and stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a little rough, but that's okay. We're our first.
I'm just excited to like open up an Adobe project and it not be a 2-hour timeline and then have to whittle that down to something digestible for people. It's like, okay, now it's like, even if I uploaded all the footage raw, it's not longer than half an hour.
I still think the whole discussion on Metallica's Black Album for 30 minutes needs to be
I did save a project of that was more or less uncut, so I need to go in and like
need to shoot
and render that. And
all we need to do is do like an
so
intro where we say, hey, this was kind of a fun moment for us. We want you to see this actual 30 minutes. It's kind of raw, but
and it wasn't like awful. Like I went through and watched some of it. It wasn't the worst stuff, but it was mostly just that we had already done like a decent like 45-50 minutes worth of content,
and 30 minutes of Metallica is a lot.
And we were both just drunk, so we were both just, our points were okay but they were slipping, and we were both just talking about the speed and really getting the words wrong a lot. So we'll make that a project,
that'll be fun.
And
we'll
we're also kind of taking this small little break to kind of hopefully kind of streamline some things. I know we've talked about doing the merch and doing all that stuff.
Yep.
And it's not that we haven't wanted to, but life is just there's been things with different
merch,
priorities right now,
and Jenna's been doing great about coming up with ideas for merch, and the big thing with the merch is that, again, it's like this is on our time, our dime, so it's not gonna be right then and there. We are we're doing our best. We both work full time. She works full time, and we do our best. She's doing her best. She's kicking ass and taking in.
And honestly, I mean, once the wedding's over, we'll have less like projects on that front to do. And we both have we just kind of decided here recently we're just gonna go like grind and hustle at work and save money.
That's good.
Get like a savings account going and get like bills and debts paid off, and and then here after like 5 years or so, we'll kind of stop and reassess and see like, do we have more time to devote to our passion projects and the things that we want to do, and can we get more money in that regard and kind of take some time back from other things. So we're excited on that front. Like, I'm excited to just
the grind is there's a beauty in it. It's not always fun because you kind of sometimes you're like, you keep grinding and then you get shit on a lot, but at the same time you keep going, man, and it's worth it. You get to the end and you're like, oh man, this was worth it. So.
I mean, it's just like, in a lot of respects, but especially with work, like there's been times where I've had purpose and I've had drive and I've wanted to do like different things, but different situations just led to like some excitement and dreams getting kind of crushed. So I kind of just reserved myself to like, so I'll just kind of keep doing what I've been doing for a while. And I mean, we're just getting like a pay raise here pretty soon, which will be nice. And by the end of next year, like all baristas are going to be starting pay of like $15.
Nice.
So that means everyone else is getting bumped up. So it's like, even if I don't get promoted in that time, like,
I hope
I'll be good. But like, I actually have aspirations. Like,
good.
I've had like good conversations, and we're excited to like start getting that kind of adult aspect down.
Good.
And
good. Yeah, it's good to have those, and those are another underrated thing, like positivity and things that people you kind of need to kind of push yourself. And
and I think a lot of people get stuck in the like, well, I'm just working for this like faceless $1 billion corporation. Why do I really need to like care that much? And it's like, it doesn't mean you need to like give up on like your passions and your dreams and stuff at home. Like, if you got your thing you want to do at home, or whatever you want to do, go for it. But at the same time, like making money from like not just like a regular job is really hard.
Yeah.
And you got to put time and money and effort and years into it to get good at it, unless you're just one of those few lucky people that just happens to get picked up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's like just but hey, it's done pretty good, and we're getting some good content. Oh,
Hey, we're back.
Well, that was fast. Okay. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
You want another shot?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I think it's another one of those things where people just kind of want something immediately, and it's like, hey, I don't.
And I'm not talking down and all that, because I was like that for a long time. Too,
yeah.
You know, like it takes a while to figure it out.
It does, and like, my dad always taught me, like, we work for yams. Like, that's what he always said. It's like, you work for yams. I don't even like yams. So I work for things I don't even like. So that does put me in a disadvantage sometimes. But, you know, like this past year for work has been absolutely wonderful. I got exactly into the position that I wanted to be in. I got a raise.
Yeah.
And it's because I put 4 years of keeping my head down and working hard and not really complaining a whole lot. I do complain. I like to, like, not complain all the time. So that way when I do complain, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But lately I've been...
Well, and you have to find that balance where it's like, absolutely, if something unjust and not right is happening at your work, or if the job you're working at, you just, like, their corporate values just don't vibe with you, that's cool. Cut those ties, figure out something else. But it's like...
And be smart about it, right?
Like small, petty crap that people get so hung up on all the time. It's like, you're working a job... that you didn't start that job, so you're already buying into someone else's vision. So it's like you gotta make some sacrifices, and it's like, what's your option?
Every job's gonna have drama.
Yeah,
working with people there's drama. I love it. I love drama. It's my favorite. Spill the tea. But anyway, yeah. So we're in a really good place. Two beans.
Two beans in a good place.
Two beans in a good place. How you doing? We're doing it. We're in a good place.
Yeah, change the podcast name to Two Beans in a Good Place.
They might get sued by Kristen Bell. She has that show, A Good Place.
I've never heard of it.
Two beans get demonetized. So
two beans get possessed by demons.
I guess that does remind me. We just talked about this. I'm actually kind of excited. So, been super into music lately.
Yes.
I've been getting that. Between the Barrett and Me.
Oh, yeah.
Colors 2. All things considered.
Yeah. Which we'll probably eventually do like a whole episode on.
One of our fears is obviously getting like demonetized. We don't make any money anyway. So that's why I kind of feel like playing into this two beans get demonetized. In that way, it's actually us giving you things that aren't our own things, but obviously we're talking about it. We're giving credit. We're not going to listen. So we're not going to like watch a
full video, which I mean, like some people do like reactions and stuff to that. We're not gonna be a reaction channel, but I feel like definitely discussing and having like examples of what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll see. And I for sure, minimum that. Hopefully, we'll actually like play the full album or play some like 6 songs. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I like to like actually play what we're talking about, but at the same time, I don't think movie reviews we can really do that. But
I think the way it goes with YouTube is that, and especially with music, I think you can upload like reaction clips and stuff like that where you have the whole song.
But people,
but
like,
if you, and which I mean, I don't put that we want to monetize anything because we don't even have the option to.
Yeah.
So I think on those, as long as you're not making money, it's not that big of a deal.
Well,
and then on other ones, if you do make money, it basically. I think if you get like a claim or a strike, it just means that if you do make money, it's going to go to that label.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
For raising money for our favorite bands, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, that's something that we've been.
Yeah.
I just brought up starting to do music reviews. We want to do reviews anyway, but Colors 2 has finally been an album where we both fucking love it.
Yeah.
Colors 2.
Colors 2 definitely needs a spot on this episode of How You've Been Doing, because that's pretty much that's all I've been listening to.
Oh, yeah. It's got me listening to more of their stuff. So, Colors 2, Between the Buried and Me, I think we're due for a music review because we both love it. I think it's the best album to come out this year.
Yeah, it's... it's really hard because there have been some top. The last 3 years have compounded with how many good albums there have been.
It's almost like keeping musicians closed indoors because it
turned out to be
for
great.
Fear of being sick.
Yeah,
ends up giving us some of the best music of our lives. But
I definitely knew that because I was like, if I know this year sucked, but we're gonna have some sick art coming out of this because people have had nothing to do other than sit at home and contemplate life.
Yeah,
and it's
Colors 2, man. It's so wonderful. I really want to do a review of it because I'm not a progressive metal person, at least not anymore. I like my pop metal. I like my pop punk. I really like Dance Gavin Dance doesn't really fit into the pop. They're poppy, but not.
I'd call them pop metal.
They are they're also they have progressive in them.
They're progressive pop metal.
Yeah, anyway, not to get too.
I'm gonna put a category on everything.
Dad, they don't like my music. Anyway, doing not weird things. I would love to start doing album reviews.
Yeah.
And get back into doing some movie review.
Yeah. I'm feeling way more motivated and way more excited about doing those things. It's not like I said, I've wanted to do more. It's been such a slog. Like,
oh yeah.
Really up until this last summer where I just had a breaking point. Like, I really life for the last few years has just been kind of I didn't know what I was doing and things kind of piled on. And then anytime I wanted to like try to make a change or make a progress, it's like I had this big old mountain and I had to like, and then I'd just scrape off a little bit and it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
And I just had to like say, okay, every day I'm going to scrape off.
Yeah. Now, this year for me has just been a big mirror of like, hey, you do this and you don't actually like that you do this. Mm-hmm. Hey, you do this. And guess what? You don't actually like that you do this. You aren't who you want to be. And that's been a big thing. Just, again, I've been such a dark humor, negative person that I've switched over to this positive kind of mantra. And I kind of like love myself a lot more.
Yeah, that's good. You should. Yeah. You're a great person.
Yeah. I am a great person, damn it. No, it's been so much fun because I'm very much a self-aware person. I like to look at myself and I very much
reflect a lot.
Yeah, I reflect a lot. I have watched myself grow and it has been super cool. And sometimes it's been like I'm watching myself and then I go to my therapy and then I'll talk about things. She's like, look what you did there. You did great. You did awesome. And you're like, oh, God, I didn't even know I did that.
Yeah. That I love that because it's like down at everyone's core, I feel like everyone just wants to be told like, hey, you're doing great. Yeah. You're awesome. You're figuring it out. Hey, you got some flaws, but hey, there's no one that doesn't. And you're doing your best, and that's good. And I feel like if everyone could just get that kind of like affirmation like on a somewhat regular basis, the world would just be so much nicer.
The world would just be a bunch of boners.
Yeah, and you need more good, happy, positive boners out there.
Yep.
Boners with meaning and purpose and dedication and direction with their lives. And you only get that when you tell them they're doing great.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, affirm your boner. Anyway,
just thinking of how I can censor that without losing the context.
I feel like at this point we just need to accept that we said boner and move have it included.
If my mom watches this far into the episode and hasn't turned it off, I guess that isn't gonna stop her.
If they were here at the beginning of it. So anyway, this has probably been our first positive how you doing episode.
Yeah. It
us.
feels nice.
Yeah, pat on
Feels
the back here. Yeah, good job, us.
Yeah.
Something about you getting married's making it all giddy.
Ah.
Blah, blah. Again, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I knew you would make it to this point, but it's still really awesome to see you at this point.
Yeah, yeah. It feels good to be here.
Looking like George Clooney. Hey, Mike, can you
the
get
Clune Man.
Hey, have you got a clue? Cause I got Clooney. Is that the fourth Batman movie, or are you just George Clooney?
You got a clue in your pocket, or is that just George Clooney?
Is that a nipple bat suit, or are you just George Clooney?
You cut diamonds with those nipples.
Is that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman as the bad guys, or are you just George Clooney? I don't know why I said it like that. Sound like I should have.
I'm glad you did.
It sounded like I should have been in his "Oh brother, we're out, pal." We're out, pal. Anyway, big things. We're positive. We're having fun. We got content coming to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, at the end of these, I always thank people, but like, legitimately, like, thank you for hanging out. Like, this has been a really like nice positive thing to have happened in my life, and something that like
I feel like you guys,
even a year ago, like before we started this idea, if you would have asked me like, hey, what do you think you'd be doing in a year, like recording a podcast with you is definitely not something that would have been on my list, because it just, my mind wasn't there. I was just in basic survival mode.
Well, and then like you kind of saw us in a way, like the people who watch us every episode. You watched us go through this year.
Yeah.
And I hope that I feel so much different with this episode. I hope you guys also feel that from us, and hope that maybe we pass that on to you. I mean, this whole thing has just been our stuff given to you guys, and the 20 viewers who watch it, you guys watch it and you love it, and we love that you love it, and that's all that matters. Is that we put ourselves out there and people like it. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 20 or 20,000 or 20 million. Some people. We
got a whole country watching.
The whole country's rooting for you, boys. But anyway, I love it. I love this. I love you guys. You guys are wonderful. This is the season 2 break episode.
Yeah, it'll be coming out sometime,
but not really like a break.
The date that you're watching it,
we will,
unless you're watching it in the future from the day that it was released. Just go in the description, see what day it was up.
Yeah, we have big things planned though, and good night.
But yeah, we'll see you all soon, and thanks again.
Have a nice time.
There's been 2 beans.
There's been all things considered.
Beans.
All things considered. 2 beans. Have a nice time.
There's been 2 beans.
There's been all things considered.
Beans.
All things considered. 2 beans. What a wholesome episode.
Yeah, that was a good one.
For not having. Usually when we don't have anything planned, it does not go well. Yeah.